Top of the middle of the day to you, boys and girls. We're looking across the valley. The highest peak that you can see just to the left of that pine tree is called Mount Fanny. I've asked some of the locals. There's varying degrees on what everybody thinks the elevation is. I think it's around 6750 or something like that. I don't know for sure. I'm going to have to look it up now just to verify. Just thought it interesting. Side note, this particular location here, we're at about 3,000 feet. Today, for your viewing pleasure, we're going to be comparing and contrasting a Stihl, pretty much brand spanking new ms200. You can see it actually has the pistol grip on it. I'm calling that the, instead of the top handle, that's going to be the back handle saw. I guess just for kicks, everything gets a little acronym, nickname, so to speak. Anyway, the only thing I could find that would work on the two saws that we're going to test today is I think it's a 12-inch, I don't know, we're running Psy-Ko chain. It's my first experience. This is the Save You From Yourself version Psy-Ko chain. I would never buy this chain. It just happened to come with a saw. Yeah, kind of unimpressed with the way it cuts. We're going to have to try the other version that has the chisel tooth, but that's what we get to test. Basically, we're going to run this saw, check it at idle, check it at high idle, and then we're going to get the alternate saw, which is actually a 200T that's been worked on in the shop. Not a lot of time on that saw. We're going to see how it compares, and I wanted to have a complete stalker to run it against. We're going to have to do a bench stock video between this concept here that you see and the 200T. There's a few variances, obviously. So let us see how this works out. Okay, so pretty much new, adjusting the carburetor a little bit on the low speed circuit, right around, it bounces between 2880 and 2940. Now we'll check the high speed. Okay, so we're about 13.8 or so. You can still hear the miss at high idle with the wide open throttle. We're going to give it a little test run. Don't hold your breath on this one, folks. we backed out of her, just a fuzz. 9.6 is all we're getting. We got way too much chain for this little saw. So without it missing or getting a little free revving, it's about 500 or so lower, maybe 94.80. But I have this chain adjusted for the other saw that we're going to check out in a minute. Bar and chain change in the middle. And we'll take a look at this one. Has all the original warning and understanding stickers. Pretty decent shape. Not a lot of time on it, obviously. Okay, I apologize, that took a while. We're relatively close, about 20 RPMs at idle. Now we'll check it out at high idle. Now we'll back it off. So you can hear this thing's blubbering really bad at the 13.8 number. We'll make a cut or two, then we'll get it tightened up and check it out. Okay, now I can tell that one's cutting quite a bit faster. Let's get the high speed dialed in now. Okay, now the guy was talking about trying to pull a 24-inch bar, so this has got a complete torque tune on it. It's not anywhere close to being mid-range at all, or even like high winder kind of thing, high revving operation. So we're not winding that much higher necessarily. You can still hear it missing at high idle a little bit. that run we're cutting at 10.8 or something, which is about 1,000 or so, 1,500 higher than the stalker, which is always a nice little treat to see. So we're getting at 12, but like I said, that chain's lame, so we're going to have to get some real chain and get it dialed in before we can actually get a kind of an accurate feel for how this thing really runs. We'll try it again just for kicks. And we ran out of fuel because I didn't put a whole lot in that machine because we were just test sawing a little bit. We did some sawing on some smaller rounds to kind of get it dialed in a little bit. Couple runs at 12,000. I'll mention that tamarack that we see here is 4,000 to 5,000 feet in elevation wood. It's relatively dense, similar to black walnut, I think it is. Comes in around 3,100 or something like that. Density wise, pounds per cord, so it's a relatively dense wood. Anyway, we're just playing around with the first kind of real go round with an ms200T. They kind of move right along once you take them into the operating table and do a little, I don't know, bionic enhancements to them, I guess, if you will. Internally, they're really well designed. We'll have to do a bench talk video, of course. I think I mentioned that already. But for what they are and how they were trying to accomplish the goal, I think they did a really pretty awesome job. It's not, you have to take a lot of things apart to get it actually completely torn down, but it's a well-designed platform for sure. I can see why this is the arborist choice for doing any kind of trimming and topping. Anyway, long-winded session. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you're having a blessed day, whatever you might be doing and wherever you might be located on God's green earth.